Hi, everyone. Welcome to Speak English Easily 24/7. Don't forget to subscribe to get daily tips to improve your English. Today, I want to share a short story with you and at the same time introduce some simple, everyday English sentences that can make your speech sound natural. Let's imagine a regular day in my life. It's Monday morning, and I wake up feeling a little tired. My body wants to stay in bed, but I know I have to get ready for work. I stretch and think to myself, I should make the most of today, even if it feels slow. I slowly get out of bed and walk to the kitchen. I notice the coffee machine blinking, ready to make a fresh cup. I say aloud, I need a strong cup of coffee to start my day. While waiting for my coffee, I look out the window. I see people walking quickly on the street, holding umbrellas. The sky looks gray, and it seems like it might rain. I whisper, I hope I don't get wet on my way to the office. My cat is sitting lazily on the sofa, stretching and yawning. I pick up my bag, wave at him, and say, see you later. Don't get into trouble while I'm gone. As I walk outside, I meet my neighbor Natasha. We exchange greetings. She says, good morning. How's your day starting? I smile and reply, good morning. It's a busy day ahead, but I'm ready. Small conversations like this are simple, but they help us connect with others. When I reach the office, I greet my colleagues with a friendly smile. Hi, everyone. I hope you had a great weekend. I say. I sit at my desk and remember an important meeting coming up. I think to myself, I should review my notes before the meeting starts, so I am fully prepared. Throughout the day, I use many short but useful sentences like, could you pass me that document? Or, I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Could you repeat it? These little sentences are easy, but they make our English clear and polite. At lunchtime, I chat with a friend. I ask, I've been meaning to ask you, have you seen the new cafe that opened nearby? She smiles and says, yes, I went there yesterday. The coffee is amazing. I respond naturally. I'll definitely check it out then. Simple sentences like these appear in our daily life again and again. Learning them and practicing how to say them smoothly makes English easier and more natural to speak. Even in small daily moments, from saying goodbye to your pet, greeting a neighbor, asking questions, or chatting at lunch, the sentences we choose matter. They help us communicate clearly, sound polite, and feel confident. Using simple, natural sentences is the best way to make your English everyday ready. Every day, we say hundreds of sentences without even noticing it. Some are big, some are small, but all of them help us express thoughts, feelings, and actions. If we learn these sentences and practice them, speaking English becomes easier, faster, and more natural. Remember, it's not about using long or fancy words. It's about saying the right thing in the right way at the right time. That's how you can start speaking English easily, naturally, and with confidence. Confident and natural. After lunch, I head back to my office and notice my emails have piled up. I say to myself, I need to respond to these emails before they become urgent. I open the first one, which is from a client asking for an update on a project. I carefully type, thank you for your email. I have reviewed the latest progress and will provide a detailed report by the end of the day. I always try to use polite and professional language in my emails. It helps me maintain good relationships with clients and shows that I respect their time. The next email is from a colleague asking if I can help with the presentation. I pause for a moment and write, I can assist you with the presentation after I finish my current tasks. Let me know which areas you want me to focus on. Sending emails like this makes me feel organized and ensures my messages are clear. As I finish replying, my phone rings. It's my friend Emma, and she sounds excited. She says, Natasha, I have some news. Are you free to talk for a few minutes? I respond, yes, I'm free now. Tell me everything. She tells me she got tickets for a concert this weekend. I say, that sounds amazing. I'd love to join you. What time does it start? We continue chatting, and I use sentences like, should I pick you up, or do you want to meet there? And I can bring some snacks for us if that's okay. Using sentences like these makes me sound friendly, thoughtful, and organized. Emma appreciates clear communication, and it makes our plans easier. Later in the afternoon, I have a team meeting. Before entering the room, I remind myself I should introduce my ideas confidently and listen carefully to others. During the meeting, my manager asks for my opinion on a new strategy. I respond, I think this strategy could be effective, but we might need to consider potential risks and ways to improve it. I make sure my sentences are polite and clear, so everyone can understand my thoughts. After sharing my ideas, I pay attention to my colleagues' suggestions. I say things like, that's a good point. Maybe we can combine both approaches. Or, I see what you mean. Let's try to adjust the plan. Using simple, clear sentences during meetings helps me communicate professionally and confidently. It also makes it easier for others to follow my ideas and work together. Once the meeting ends, I feel satisfied. I think to myself, I handled my tasks well today and my communication was clear with both clients and colleagues. I pack up my things, ready to leave the office. On my way home, I reflect on how small, everyday sentences, whether in emails, phone calls, or meetings, help me stay organized, polite, and confident. Speaking English is not just about using complicated words. It's about saying the right sentences at the right time, clearly and naturally. Even simple sentences like, can I help you? Let's meet there. Or, I will send the report by today can make a big difference in how others see you. Practicing these sentences daily helps me sound confident, friendly, and professional. Every day is full of opportunities to speak English clearly and naturally. From replying to emails, planning with friends, to giving opinions at meetings, using polite and simple sentences makes communication easy and effective. By paying attention to the words we use and practicing them often, English becomes not only understandable, but also enjoyable to speak. During the meeting, I noticed that using full, clear sentences helps me express my ideas professionally. It also encourages others to take me seriously. My colleague asks a question about the timeline, and I answer based on our current schedule. I say, I estimate we can complete this project within 6 weeks, assuming no major obstacles occur. Everyone nods, and I feel confident knowing my communication is clear. After the meeting, I return to my desk and take a moment to organize my tasks. I say to myself, I need to prioritize the most important tasks first, so I don't feel overwhelmed later. I make a small to-do list, check client feedback, prepare a report, schedule the next meeting, and respond to pending messages. As I write each task, I say it aloud. This not only helps me remember, but also practices my English. First, I will check client feedback and make sure I understand all their requirements. Second, I will prepare a detailed report summarizing our progress. Third, I will schedule the next team meeting to discuss upcoming tasks. Fourth, I will respond to all pending messages in a polite and clear manner. Speaking the sentences aloud makes me feel focused and organized while practicing English naturally. Around mid-afternoon, I decide to take a short break. I stand up and walk to the cafeteria. On the way, I meet my colleague Daniel. We start a casual conversation. He asks, Natasha, have you tried the new salad in the cafeteria? I reply, no, I haven't tried it yet, but I am thinking of giving it a chance. Is it good? Daniel smiles and says, yes, it's fresh and filling. You should try it. I respond naturally. Thank you for the recommendation. I will definitely try it. As we walk together, I add, by the way, are you free for a quick coffee later today? Daniel replies, yes, that sounds great. Let's meet at 4 p.m. Using complete sentences like this helps me sound friendly and organized. It also makes everyday conversations smooth and polite. Later, back at my desk, I continue with my work. I notice that organizing tasks in order and speaking sentences aloud helps me stay calm and confident. Even small sentences like, I need to finish this report first, or I will reply to these messages now make a big difference. Clear, simple communication keeps me focused, productive, and professional. By mid-afternoon, I feel good about the progress I've made. I think to myself, I handled my tasks well today, and my English practice is helping me communicate more naturally. I realize that every interaction, whether with a client, colleague, or friend, is a chance to practice English. Small, polite sentences like, could you help me with this? Or, let's meet later for coffee make daily life easier and more organized. Speaking English clearly doesn't require complicated words. It's about expressing ideas politely and simply, listening carefully, and responding naturally. Practicing these everyday sentences improves confidence, helps build relationships, and makes speaking English part of daily life. Even during small breaks, chats in the cafeteria, or planning for meetings, using clear, complete sentences makes a difference. It shows thoughtfulness, professionalism, and friendliness. Practicing these sentences every day makes English easy, natural, and enjoyable. Using sentences like these in casual conversations at work helps me sound polite and friendly, while also practicing English in real situations. When I reach the cafeteria, I order salad and a cup of tea. I say to the cashier, hello, I would like the Caesar salad, please, and a cup of green tea. Thank you. After paying, I find a quiet table and sit down. I notice a small group of colleagues chatting nearby. I decide to join them and say, hi, everyone. May I join you for a few minutes? They smile and welcome me, so I sit down. One of them says, we were just talking about weekend plans. What are you planning to do? I reply, I am thinking of visiting a new art exhibition downtown. I heard it is really interesting and full of creative works. Then I ask, have you seen any good exhibitions lately? This simple exchange shows how asking questions and sharing information helps maintain social connections while practicing English. Even short, polite sentences can make conversations natural and enjoyable. After the break, I return to my desk and notice a new task assigned by my manager. I carefully read the instructions and think, I should clarify a few points before I start so I can do the task correctly. I send a message. Hello, I have reviewed the instructions for the new assignment. Could you please confirm the deadline and any specific details I should focus on? Thank you. While waiting for a response, I use the time to review my notes and prepare the next part of the project. Using clear sentences like this is important because it prevents misunderstandings and keeps the workflow smooth. Simple, polite communication ensures tasks are done correctly and relationships stay professional. Throughout the afternoon, I have several short conversations with colleagues. I ask, do you need any help with your current task? When someone asks for help, I reply, yes, I can help with that. Let's work on it together. At the same time, I practice polite ways to decline requests. For example, I say, I am sorry, I cannot assist right now because I need to finish my own tasks, but I can help later if needed. Using clear, polite sentences like these helps me manage my work efficiently while maintaining good relationships. I also practice short, friendly phrases in casual talk such as, how is your day going? Did you finish the report? Or, let's have lunch together sometime. These sentences might seem small, but they make communication smooth, natural, and polite. Using them often builds confidence and improves my fluency in everyday English. By mid-afternoon, I feel organized and focused. Speaking and writing clear sentences has helped me finish several tasks, support my colleagues, and plan the next steps for my projects. Small actions like asking polite questions, giving helpful replies, or confirming instructions make a big difference in how work and communication flow during the day. Even short sentences, when practiced daily, help me sound professional, friendly, and confident. They are the foundation of clear communication in both personal and work life. By paying attention to everyday phrases, practicing polite ways to ask, answer, or decline, I improve my English naturally while completing daily tasks. I tell my colleagues, I can help later if you like. Practicing these sentences every day helps me sound natural in both professional and casual English. By the time the workday ends, I feel accomplished. I gather my things and say to myself, I managed my tasks well today, and I communicated clearly with everyone. Tomorrow, I will try to improve even more. On my way home, I stop by the grocery store. I talk to the cashier politely. Good evening. I would like a loaf of whole grain bread, a dozen eggs, and a bottle of orange juice, please. Using full sentences for simple daily tasks helps me practice English naturally and reinforces what I learned at work. While walking back home, I think it's important to practice English every day, not just at work, but in all interactions, whether big or small. At home, I cook dinner and continue practicing English by talking to myself. Today, I am making a vegetable stir-fry. I narrate each step. First, I will chop the vegetables. Then I will heat the pan and add olive oil. After that, I will sauté the vegetables until they are tender but still crisp. Finally, I will add some soy sauce and season with pepper and salt. Speaking aloud helps me practice sentence structure, vocabulary, and pronunciation naturally. After dinner, I relax on the sofa and call my friend Emma. I start the conversation politely. Hi, Emma. How was your day? She replies, It was busy but productive. How about yours? I say, It was a long day at work, but I managed to complete all my tasks. We continue chatting about books, movies, and weekend plans. I practice expressing ideas clearly. I recently read an interesting book about creativity. I think you would enjoy it because it has practical tips and inspiring stories. Emma responds, That sounds great. I will check it out. Thank you for recommending it. Using simple, polite sentences like this helps me stay confident while speaking English, even during casual conversations. By the end of the evening, I reflect on the importance of daily practice. I think speaking English every day, even in small ways, helps me improve. I can use it at work, at home, and with friends. Repeating sentences, narrating actions, and practicing conversations makes my English natural and confident. I also realize that small, consistent efforts matter. From emails and meetings to coffee breaks, grocery shopping, cooking, and phone calls, every interaction is an opportunity to practice English. Clear, polite, and complete sentences help me communicate effectively, stay organized, and build good relationships with others. Before going to bed, I make a mental note to continue practicing tomorrow. I say to myself, I will keep using English in daily life. Every day, I will learn new sentences, improve my pronunciation, and speak more confidently. Practicing English daily makes it a natural part of life. It becomes easier to communicate politely, clearly, and confidently. Each day, small steps like these make a big difference in becoming fluent, professional, and friendly in English. I remind myself that every conversation, every email, and every small interaction is an opportunity to improve my English. Using full sentences, expressing my thoughts clearly, and asking questions naturally are the keys to sounding confident and fluent. I also tell myself I will continue this practice tomorrow, making sure to speak English in as many situations as possible, from work to social interactions to simple tasks at home. This mindset helps learners like me develop confidence, fluency, and clarity in English over time. After finishing my evening call with Emma, I decide to spend a little time planning for tomorrow. I sit at my desk and open my notebook. I say to myself, it is important to set priorities and organize my tasks so that I can manage my day efficiently. I write down each task as a full sentence to practice English and remember everything. First, I will check the progress of the ongoing project and make a summary report. Second, I will respond to any urgent emails that arrive in the morning to ensure smooth communication with clients. Third, I will prepare the presentation slides for the team meeting and double-check all the data to avoid mistakes. Fourth, I will call my friend to discuss weekend plans and decide on the best time to meet. Writing each task as a complete sentence helps me practice clear expression and makes it easier to remember everything for the next day. After organizing my tasks, I make a cup of herbal tea and sit by the window. I observe the quiet street outside and speak to myself, describing what I see in English. It is so peaceful at this time of night. I can use this calm moment to reflect on my day and practice my English by describing everything around me. I notice a cat walking along the sidewalk. I say aloud, "The cat is moving carefully, looking around as if it is exploring its surroundings." The cat pauses for a moment, then continues walking slowly, and I add, "It stops and sniffs the ground before continuing its path." It seems calm and relaxed, enjoying the quiet evening. As I continue observing, I see a few people walking home. I narrate their actions quietly in English. A man is carrying a bag and walking quickly. A woman is talking on her phone and smiling. Everyone seems tired but peaceful at the same time. By describing simple events, I practice forming sentences, using new vocabulary and speaking naturally, without stress. I take a deep breath and reflect on my day. I say to myself, "Today I spoke clearly, used polite sentences, and practiced English in real situations." I completed my tasks and interacted with colleagues, friends, and even strangers. Every small conversation helped me improve a little more. Finally, I sip my tea and think about tomorrow. I remind myself, I will continue to use English every day. I will speak, write, and think in English whenever I can. Practicing regularly will make me more confident and fluent over time. I feel calm and satisfied. Using these small moments, like planning my tasks or watching the quiet street, helps me practice English naturally while reflecting on my day. I watch the cat moving toward the garden. Observing small details and describing them aloud helps me improve my vocabulary, sentence structure, and the natural flow of speech. I also practice expressing feelings and opinions. I feel relaxed watching this quiet scene. I am grateful for a productive day and excited about tomorrow. Next, I decide to read a short news article online to learn new words and practice speaking. The headline says, "Local community organizes charity event to support education." I read it aloud and say, "It is inspiring to see local communities working together to help children and improve education. They are showing kindness and responsibility at the same time." I continue reading and summarize each paragraph in my own words. The organizers plan the event carefully, including activities for children and adults. They asked local businesses to contribute and promoted the event through social media to reach more people. Then I share my opinion. I think this is a great example of teamwork and community spirit. I should participate in similar events in the future to help others. Summarizing information aloud in full sentences is excellent practice for advanced English learners because it improves fluency, comprehension, and the ability to express ideas clearly. Speaking like this also helps me form longer sentences naturally and strengthens my confidence when discussing new topics. After reading, my phone buzzes with a message from my cousin Daniel. He writes, "Natasha, are you free for a quick video call? I want to show you something interesting." I reply politely, "Hi Daniel." "Yes, I am free now. Let's connect." During the video call, he shows me his new painting. I respond, "This is impressive, Daniel. I really like the colors you used and the details are excellent. You have clearly put a lot of effort into this work." He smiles and asks, "Do you have any advice to improve it further?" I think carefully and say, "Perhaps you could add a little more contrast between the background and the main subject. It will make the painting even more striking and help the main elements stand out." Daniel nods and thanks me. I continue practicing full sentences. Also, you could try adding subtle shadows to create depth. It will make the painting look more realistic and vibrant. Sharing advice politely helps me practice giving clear opinions in English while staying friendly and encouraging. After the call, I reflect on my day. I think, today I used English in so many ways, talking to colleagues, ordering food, narrating actions, summarizing news, and giving advice. Every activity helped me practice different skills, from vocabulary to grammar to natural speaking. I feel proud of my progress. Before going to bed, I decide to plan a few small steps for tomorrow. I remind myself I will continue speaking English in all situations. I will describe what I see, ask questions, share my thoughts, and summarize information in full sentences. Practicing every day, even in small ways, will make me more confident, fluent, and natural. I take a deep breath, feel calm, and say aloud, I am ready for tomorrow. Every conversation, every small interaction is a chance to improve. I will keep learning and practicing my English no matter what. I suggest to Daniel, adding a bit more contrast between the background and the main subject will make the painting even more eye-catching. Using complete, thoughtful sentences in friendly conversations not only helps me communicate clearly, but also builds confidence in expressing my ideas. After the call, I decide to continue practicing English by narrating my personal thoughts about the day. I speak aloud. Today was productive and fulfilling. I managed my tasks efficiently, helped my colleagues when needed, and communicated clearly in both professional and personal conversations. I also practiced English continuously, which makes me feel more confident and prepared for future situations. I reflect on the small interactions I had. I enjoyed talking to Emma and planning our weekend together. I appreciated Daniel sharing his painting with me, and it made me happy to give helpful feedback. Each of these conversations required clear sentences, polite expressions, and thoughtful responses, which are all important in real-life English use. Speaking about my day this way reinforces natural sentence flow and allows me to practice expressing opinions, gratitude, and ideas politely. Next, I decide to prepare a small snack while continuing to practice English. I am making a fruit salad. I narrate each step as I go. First, I wash the strawberries, apples, and bananas carefully to make sure they are clean. Then I cut them into small pieces using a sharp knife. I place all the pieces in a bowl and mix them gently. Finally, I sprinkle a little lemon juice to prevent the fruit from turning brown and add a few fresh mint leaves for extra flavor. Speaking these steps in full sentences helps me explain processes clearly, which is a useful skill for daily life, work, and social situations. While eating my fruit salad, I decide to watch a short educational video in English. I pause frequently to summarize the content aloud. The video explains the importance of time management in daily life. It suggests creating a daily schedule, prioritizing tasks, and avoiding distractions. It also emphasizes taking short breaks to maintain focus and energy. I comment aloud. Time management is important because it helps me finish tasks on time and reduces stress. Short breaks are necessary to stay fresh and think clearly. Summarizing in full sentences improves my comprehension and allows me to practice expressing ideas naturally. After the video, I reflect again on my learning. I say aloud, every day, I practice English in many ways, speaking with colleagues, narrating my actions, summarizing information, giving advice, and having friendly conversations. Each moment is an opportunity to improve my vocabulary, sentence structure, and confidence. I can see progress when I express my thoughts clearly without hesitation. Before going to bed, I make a plan for tomorrow. I sit at my desk and write down tasks in full sentences. First, I will review the progress of ongoing projects and prepare a summary report. Second, I will respond to urgent emails early in the morning. Third, I will prepare the presentation slides for the team meeting and double-check all data to avoid mistakes. Finally, I will call my friend to discuss weekend plans and decide the best time to meet. Writing full sentences helps me remember tasks and practice expressing ideas clearly. I make a cup of herbal tea and sit by the window, observing the quiet street. I describe everything aloud. The street is calm and peaceful. The trees sway gently in the evening breeze. A few cars pass slowly, and the lights reflect on the wet pavement. It is so quiet that I can hear birds chirping in the distance. Observing and describing my surroundings helps me practice detailed descriptions, vocabulary, and natural sentence flow. I feel grateful for a productive and fulfilling day. I remind myself, every interaction, every small task, and every moment of reflection is a chance to practice English. Speaking in complete sentences, asking questions, sharing opinions, and narrating actions will help me become fluent and confident over time. I end the day feeling calm, motivated, and ready to continue learning tomorrow. I think these tips are very practical. I can apply them to both my work and personal life. Scheduling tasks and taking breaks help me stay productive and reduce stress. Commenting in full sentences ensures I practice advanced vocabulary and develop the ability to express opinions confidently. Later, I pick up a notebook to practice writing a short diary entry aloud. I say, "Today, I experienced a productive and enjoyable day. I completed all my work tasks, communicated effectively with my colleagues and friends, and practiced English continuously through speaking, listening, and reading. I also spent time reflecting on my day and organizing tasks for tomorrow." Practicing English in daily situations makes me feel more confident and prepared to handle any conversation naturally. After writing, I read the diary entry aloud, carefully checking my pronunciation, intonation, and sentence flow. This practice combines listening, speaking, and thinking in English, which is essential for fluency at higher levels like C1 and C2. It also helps me notice small mistakes and correct them immediately, which strengthens my confidence. As the night progresses, I decide to make a short call to my parents. I greet them politely. "Good evening, Mom and Dad. How are you today?" My mother replies, "We are fine. Thank you. How about you?" I respond, "I am doing well. I had a productive day at work and practiced my English through various activities. I also plan my tasks for tomorrow to stay organized." We continue talking about family matters, and I make sure to use clear and complete sentences throughout the conversation. I tell them, "I will visit you this weekend and help with gardening. I also plan to bring some fresh fruits from the market." My father responds warmly, "That sounds wonderful. We will be happy to see you." Speaking clearly and politely with family reinforces natural sentence patterns and polite expressions that are useful in daily life. Before going to bed, I reflect on the conversations, tasks, and activities of the day. I narrate my thoughts aloud. I am proud of my efforts today. I managed my work efficiently, helped my colleagues when needed, communicated clearly, and continued practicing English in multiple situations. I also made time for relaxation, self-reflection, and connecting with friends and family. Every interaction today was an opportunity to improve my English and develop confidence. I then think about what I learned from the day. I practiced giving advice, asking questions, describing actions, summarizing information, and expressing opinions in full sentences. I also improved my pronunciation, vocabulary, and sentence flow by narrating tasks aloud, reading, and speaking with others. These small, consistent practices are what will help me become fluent and natural in English over time. Finally, I prepare for tomorrow. I write my tasks in full sentences. First, I will review ongoing projects and prepare summary reports. Second, I will respond to urgent emails early in the morning. Third, I will finalize the presentation slides for the team meeting. Fourth, I will call my friend to discuss weekend plans and decide the best time to meet. Writing everything as complete sentences reinforces clarity, organization, and natural English usage. I make a cup of herbal tea and sit by the window, enjoying the calm night. I observe the quiet street and narrate aloud. The street is peaceful. A few streetlights reflect softly on the pavement. Trees sway gently in the night breeze, and the air feels fresh. I can hear distant sounds of birds and the occasional car passing. This quiet moment allows me to reflect and practice English naturally. I feel grateful for the day and confident about the future. I remind myself, every small interaction, every task, every thought is a chance to practice English. By speaking in full sentences, sharing opinions, narrating actions, and communicating politely, I can continue improving my fluency and confidence. With that thought, I turn off the lights, feeling calm, satisfied, and ready to start tomorrow with focus and determination. I head to the kitchen and prepare breakfast. I say aloud, I am making scrambled eggs and toast. First, I crack 2 eggs into a bowl and whisk them carefully. Then I heat a small pan and add a little butter. I pour the eggs into the pan and stir gently until they are cooked. I toast 2 slices of whole grain bread and pour a glass of orange juice. Breakfast is ready, and I will eat it while enjoying a few minutes of calm before starting work. Speaking these actions aloud helps me practice sentence structure, sequencing, and vocabulary naturally. While eating, I check my calendar and review the tasks for today. I say, first, I will finish the report that is due by noon. Second, I will attend the team meeting at 2 p.m. Third, I will respond to any new emails and messages. Fourth, I will prepare materials for tomorrow's client presentation. Narrating tasks in full sentences makes planning clearer and reinforces professional English. After breakfast, I gather my belongings and leave the house. I observe the morning environment aloud. The sun is shining, and the streets are quiet. I see neighbors walking their dogs. The air is fresh, and the sky is clear. It is a perfect morning to focus and be productive. Practicing descriptive sentences in everyday situations improves my fluency and the natural flow of English. On my commute, I listen to a short podcast in English about productivity tips. I pause occasionally to summarize aloud. The speaker recommends setting clear priorities, avoiding multitasking, and taking short breaks to maintain focus. I think I can apply these tips to my tasks today, especially during the team meeting. This combines listening comprehension with speaking practice and helps me internalize professional vocabulary. When I arrive at the office, I greet my colleagues politely. Good morning. How are you today? They respond warmly, and I continue. I hope everyone has a productive day. I am ready to start my tasks and support you if needed. Using polite, complete sentences fosters positive communication and builds confidence in professional settings. I settle at my desk and start the first task. I say to myself, I will focus on this report and ensure it is accurate and clear. I will check all data and summarize the progress effectively. Speaking my intentions aloud helps maintain focus and clarity. Later, during the team meeting, I participate actively. When asked for my opinion, I respond, I think this strategy is effective, but we should consider potential risks and plan solutions accordingly. I suggest we assign specific tasks to team members and monitor progress weekly. Using complete and professional sentences ensures my ideas are clear and encourages productive discussion. After the meeting, I take a short break and talk with a colleague about weekend plans. I say, would you like to grab a coffee later? I am free after 4 p.m. Practicing casual conversations at work improves my social English and makes interactions more natural. As the workday continues, I complete tasks, respond to emails, and organize my desk. I narrate my actions aloud. I have finished the report. I will send it to the manager now. I will check the client feedback next and prepare slides for tomorrow's presentation. Speaking aloud in this way strengthens both professional and everyday English skills. By mid-afternoon, I take a short walk to refresh my mind. I observe my surroundings aloud. The trees sway gently in the breeze. Birds are chirping, and a few people are walking their dogs. The sunlight feels warm and energizing. Narrating observations improves vocabulary, description skills, and fluency. When I return, I finish remaining tasks, plan tomorrow's agenda in full sentences, and prepare to leave the office. I say to myself, I have completed all my tasks efficiently. Tomorrow, I will continue practicing English in every interaction and focus on being even more organized and confident. On the way home, I stop at the grocery store and speak aloud while shopping. I need a loaf of whole grain bread, a carton of eggs, and some fresh vegetables. I will also pick up some fruit for snacks. Using English in simple daily activities reinforces fluency naturally. At home, I prepare dinner, narrating each step in full sentences, and then relax by reading or watching educational content in English. I summarize aloud, reflect on my day, and note what I learned. Today was productive. I practiced English continuously, communicated clearly, and managed my tasks effectively. I feel confident and ready for tomorrow. Before going to bed, I follow my nighttime routine and describe each action aloud. I am brushing my teeth carefully, washing my face, putting on pajamas, and setting the alarm. I will take a few deep breaths and think about tomorrow's plans. I am grateful for today and ready to continue improving my English. Finally, I lie down, reflecting on the day. Every conversation, task, and interaction is an opportunity to practice English. Speaking full sentences, expressing opinions, and narrating daily life help me develop fluency and confidence naturally. I will continue this routine tomorrow. And daily life. I glance out the window and notice the city streets. I narrate aloud. The traffic is moving smoothly. Trees line the sidewalk, and the sunlight reflects off the buildings. People are walking to work, some carrying coffee cups, others chatting quietly with colleagues. I enjoy observing these small details while practicing English. When I arrive at the office, I greet the receptionist politely. "Good morning. I hope you're having a nice day." She smiles and responds warmly, and I continue. "Thank you. I am looking forward to a productive day." Using complete and polite sentences makes interactions more natural and professional. At my desk, I organize my workspace and review my tasks. I say aloud, "First, I will check the progress of the ongoing project and update the summary report. Second, I will reply to any urgent emails that require immediate attention. Third, I will prepare the slides for the afternoon tea meeting. Finally, I will call my friend to finalize our weekend plans." Narrating tasks aloud ensures I remember everything and allows me to practice structured English naturally. During the morning, I focus on the project report. I narrate my process. I am reviewing the data carefully. I will summarize the findings clearly and check all calculations to avoid errors. I am making notes to include in the final report, ensuring clarity and accuracy. Speaking aloud while working reinforces professional vocabulary and clear sentence construction. Later, a colleague approaches and I ask politely, "Do you need any help with your current task?" They reply that they do, and I respond, "Yes, I can help. Let's work on it together and finish it efficiently." This interaction allows me to practice collaborative English in a professional setting. Before the team meeting, I take a short break and narrate my observations aloud. The office feels calm. Sunlight streams through the windows, and colleagues are focused on their work. I hear the soft hum of computers and printers. This moment is peaceful and allows me to recharge for the next task. Practicing descriptive sentences enhances fluency and vocabulary. During the team meeting, I actively participate. When sharing my opinion, I say, "I think this approach is effective, but we should consider potential challenges and plan solutions accordingly." Assigning specific tasks to team members and monitoring progress weekly will help us achieve our goals efficiently. Using complete sentences and professional expressions ensures my contributions are clear and confident. After the meeting, I send a follow-up email summarizing the discussion. I narrate aloud while writing. I am drafting an email to the team. I will summarize key points, assign responsibilities, and include deadlines. I will review the email to make sure it is clear and polite before sending. This practice strengthens written communication and reinforces spoken sentence patterns simultaneously. Later in the afternoon, I take a short walk outside to refresh my mind. I describe the surroundings aloud. The trees sway gently in the breeze. Birds are singing. People are walking dogs, chatting, and enjoying the sunny weather. Observing and describing these details helps me practice descriptive vocabulary and fluent speech. When I return to my desk, I complete remaining tasks and plan tomorrow's agenda. I narrate my actions aloud. I have finished all project work for today. I will review tomorrow's tasks, organize my workspace, and prepare documents for the morning meeting. Planning in full sentences helps me stay organized and practice English naturally. As the workday ends, I pack my bag and leave the office. I narrate my commute. The traffic is smooth. I see people walking home and children playing in the park. I will use this time to think in English and reflect on today's achievements. Arriving home, I prepare a light snack and narrate the steps aloud. I am making a fruit salad. I wash the strawberries, apples, and bananas. I cut them into small pieces and mix them in a bowl. I add a little lemon juice to keep the fruit fresh and sprinkle a few mint leaves for flavor. Speaking the steps in full sentences reinforces the ability to explain processes clearly. Afterward, I relax on the sofa and call my friend Emma. I start the conversation politely. "Hi, Emma. How was your day?" She responds, and I continue. "I had a productive day at work and practiced English throughout my tasks. What about you?" We discuss books, movies, and weekend plans, using complete sentences to express opinions and ask questions naturally. Before going to bed, I reflect on the day aloud. I had a productive and enjoyable day. I completed all my work tasks, practiced English continuously, communicated clearly with colleagues and friends, and organized my plans for tomorrow. Speaking in full sentences and narrating daily life helps me improve fluency, vocabulary, and confidence. Finally, I follow my bedtime routine while speaking aloud. I am brushing my teeth, washing my face, putting on pajamas, and setting the alarm. I will take a few deep breaths and think about tomorrow's plans. I am grateful for today and excited to continue practicing English. Speaking practical sentences every night reinforces confidence and natural expression in daily life. Sound of cups clinking and chairs moving. I think to myself, the atmosphere is lively and cheerful. It is nice to see colleagues taking a short break and relaxing before continuing work. Observing small details and describing them aloud helps me expand vocabulary and develop fluency in everyday contexts. After finishing my coffee, I return to my desk and resume work. I narrate my actions aloud. I am opening the project files. I will check each section carefully to ensure all information is accurate. I am highlighting key points and writing a clear summary for the client. I will double-check the figures and make sure nothing is missing before sending the report. Speaking these steps aloud reinforces professional vocabulary and structured sentence formation. Later, a colleague comes to ask for advice on their task. I respond politely and in complete sentences. I see the issue clearly. I suggest reviewing the previous data and comparing it with the current results. This way, we can identify patterns and make informed decisions. If you need help, I can assist you step by step. Using polite, precise language ensures clear communication and demonstrates confidence in professional settings. By midday, I complete the report and send it to the client. I narrate aloud. I have finished the report. I send it to the client and ensured all key points are clear. Now I will organize my next tasks and prepare for the afternoon team meeting. Narrating tasks aloud not only helps practice English, but also keeps me focused and organized. Before the meeting, I take a few moments to observe my surroundings and reflect. The office is calm and productive. Colleagues are focused on their work. The sunlight coming through the windows creates a warm atmosphere. This calm moment helps me prepare mentally for the discussion ahead. Descriptive observations like this improve vocabulary and natural sentence flow. During the afternoon team meeting, I actively contribute. I suggest prioritizing client feedback and assigning responsibilities clearly to avoid confusion. Each team member should have specific tasks and deadlines. Regular check-ins will help us stay on track and achieve our objectives efficiently. Using structured, complete sentences conveys professionalism and clarity. After the meeting, I check my emails and reply carefully. I narrate aloud. I am reading each email carefully. I will respond politely and clearly, ensuring all questions are answered. I am using complete sentences to maintain professionalism and clarity. Writing and speaking simultaneously reinforces both skills. Later in the afternoon, I take a short walk outside to refresh my mind. I narrate what I see aloud. The streets are quiet and calm. A few people are walking their dogs, and children are playing in the park. Trees sway gently in the breeze. Observing and describing these details helps me practice descriptive English naturally. Returning to my desk, I plan for tomorrow's tasks. I narrate aloud. I will review project progress, prepare the slides for tomorrow's presentation, and organize documents for the team meeting. I will also set aside time to practice English through reading and speaking. Planning in full sentences helps me stay organized and practice professional language. At the end of the workday, I pack my bag and leave the office. I narrate my commute. The traffic is light today. People are walking home and enjoying the evening air. I will use this commute time to reflect on the day and think in English. Observing small details aloud helps reinforce vocabulary and natural sentence flow. Arriving home, I prepare a snack and narrate aloud. I am making a fruit salad. I wash the strawberries, apples, and bananas, cut them into small pieces, mix them in a bowl, and add a little lemon juice. I sprinkle some mint leaves for flavor. Speaking practical steps in full sentences reinforces clarity and fluency. In the evening, I call my friend Emma. I start politely. Hi, Emma. How was your day? We discuss work, books, movies, and weekend plans. I practice full sentences for asking questions and expressing opinions. I recently read an interesting article about time management. I think you would enjoy it because it has practical tips and useful advice. Using complete sentences in friendly conversation strengthens conversational fluency. Before bed, I reflect on the day aloud. I had a productive and fulfilling day. I completed all tasks, communicated clearly with colleagues and friends, and practiced English continuously. I also observed my surroundings and described details aloud. These practices help me improve fluency, vocabulary, and confidence. Finally, I complete my bedtime routine while speaking aloud. I am brushing my teeth, washing my face, putting on pajamas, and setting the alarm. I will take a few deep breaths and think about tomorrow's plans. I am grateful for today and excited to continue practicing English. Speaking simple, practical sentences every night reinforces natural fluency and confidence. Helps me develop precise vocabulary and structured speech in a work context. Narrating each step aloud reinforces clear thinking and fluency. Around mid-afternoon, I notice a message from my colleague Daniel. He asks, Natasha, could you review the presentation slides for tomorrow's meeting? I reply politely, of course, Daniel. I will check the slides carefully, make sure the data is accurate, and suggest any improvements to enhance clarity. Reviewing professional materials aloud in full sentences helps reinforce formal English structures and logical explanation skills. After finishing the slides, I take a short break and observe my surroundings. I say aloud, the office is quiet now. Some colleagues are focused on their tasks, while others are walking to the printer. Sunlight streams through the windows, creating a warm atmosphere. Observing small details in my environment helps me practice descriptive vocabulary naturally. Later, I join a short team meeting to discuss progress updates. I contribute. I have completed the data analysis and prepared a visual summary for the project. I suggest we review the key metrics first and then discuss the next steps. Clear communication and structured explanations will ensure everyone understands the plan. Speaking in complete sentences during professional meetings builds confidence and ensures precise communication. After the meeting, I return to my desk and notice another urgent client email. I narrate my actions aloud. The client has requested clarification about a project deliverable. I need to respond politely and provide a clear explanation. I will check the documents, summarize the information in simple sentences, and send it promptly. Responding to emails in full sentences reinforces formal English and professional etiquette. Around a late afternoon, I decide to review my personal English practice goals. I narrate. Today, I have practiced speaking, listening, writing, and reading in English. I described my actions, expressed opinions, and communicated politely with colleagues and friends. I also observed my surroundings and narrated them aloud. Reflecting on these activities helps me identify areas for improvement and plan future practice. Before leaving the office, I pack my bag and narrate. I am taking my laptop, notebook, and charger. I also packed the documents I need for tomorrow's meeting. I will review notes during my commute to stay prepared. Staying organized and speaking aloud about routines reinforces both fluency and practical vocabulary. On the commute home, I observe people around me and describe them aloud. A young man is reading a book, concentrating deeply. A woman is listening to music and tapping her fingers lightly to the rhythm. Everyone seems relaxed and focused. Noticing small details and describing them helps me practice natural English in real-life situations. Arriving home, I prepare a snack and narrate. I am making a fruit smoothie. I wash the strawberries and bananas, cut them into pieces, blend them with yogurt, and pour the mixture into a glass. I sprinkle a few chia seeds on top for extra nutrition. Speaking step by step reinforces clarity, practical vocabulary, and sentence structure. In the evening, I call my friend Emma to discuss weekend plans. I start politely. Hi, Emma. Are you free to talk for a few minutes? We chat about movies, books, and local events. I narrate my thoughts aloud. I would like to visit the new sushi restaurant this weekend. Perhaps we can invite a few friends and enjoy a casual dinner together. It will be fun and relaxing. Using complete sentences in social conversations ensures polite, natural communication. Before going to bed, I reflect on the day aloud. I had a productive and fulfilling day. I completed work tasks efficiently, communicated clearly with colleagues and friends, and practiced English continuously through speaking, reading, and writing. Observing my surroundings and narrating actions aloud reinforced vocabulary and natural sentence patterns. I am grateful for today and excited to continue practicing English tomorrow. Finally, I complete my nighttime routine while speaking aloud. I am brushing my teeth, washing my face, putting on pajamas, and setting the alarm. I will take a few deep breaths and think about tomorrow's plans. I feel proud of my efforts today and motivated to keep improving my English. Kills over time. I say aloud. Today was productive and meaningful. I used English consistently in professional, social, and personal contexts. I described actions, expressed opinions, asked questions, and summarized information clearly. Each interaction was an opportunity to practice full sentences and develop fluency. Before leaving the office, I pack my bag and narrate. I am taking my laptop, notebook, charger, and any documents I may need tomorrow. I will review these notes at home to stay prepared. Keeping organized and speaking aloud about routines strengthens both English fluency and practical planning skills. On the commute home, I observe people and describe the scene. A young man is reading a newspaper attentively. A woman is listening to music through her headphones and tapping her fingers to the rhythm. The sun is shining brightly, and the streets are moderately busy. Noticing details and speaking them aloud helps me expand descriptive vocabulary and practice natural English. Once home, I prepare a light snack while narrating the steps. I am making a small fruit salad. I wash strawberries, apples, and bananas, cut them into pieces, place them in a bowl, and add a little lemon juice to prevent browning. I mix everything gently and sprinkle a few mint leaves on top. Describing practical actions aloud helps me form clear, complete sentences and practice vocabulary related to daily life. In the evening, I call my friend Emma to finalize weekend plans. I start politely. Hi, Emma. Are you ready to discuss our lunch plans? She replies, and we chat about timing, location, and dishes we want to try. I narrate my thoughts aloud. I'm excited to visit the new sushi restaurant. It will be enjoyable to try new dishes and spend time with friends. Using full sentences ensures polite and natural conversation. Before bedtime, I reflect on the day aloud. I had a fulfilling and productive day. I completed tasks efficiently, communicated clearly with colleagues and friends, and practiced English through speaking, reading, and writing. I observed my surroundings, narrated actions, and expressed opinions. Every small interaction was an opportunity to improve my fluency and confidence. Finally, I complete my nightly routine while speaking aloud. I am brushing my teeth, washing my face, putting on pajamas, and setting the alarm for tomorrow. I will take a few deep breaths and review my plans for the next day. I feel proud of today's efforts and motivated to continue practicing English tomorrow. Narrate each action aloud. I am washing the dishes carefully and placing them on the drying rack. I wipe the countertops to remove any crumbs or spills. I put leftovers in containers and store them in the refrigerator. Keeping the kitchen clean helps me feel organized, and describing these actions in English reinforces practical vocabulary and complete sentence structures. After tidying the kitchen, I relax in the living room. I narrate my thoughts. I feel calm and content. Today was productive, and I practiced English consistently in different situations: work, social interactions, and personal routines. Speaking aloud about daily activities strengthens fluency, vocabulary, and confidence. I decide to spend a few minutes reading an article online. I summarize aloud. The article discusses sustainable living and suggests small changes we can make to reduce waste. It emphasizes recycling, using reusable items, and conserving energy. I think these tips are practical and easy to apply at home. Practicing summaries in full sentences helps me develop clarity and natural expression in English. Before going to bed, I prepare my clothes and bag for tomorrow. I narrate. I am folding my clothes and placing them neatly in the wardrobe. I am checking my bag to make sure I have my laptop, notebook, and charger ready. I will set the alarm for 7 a.m. and get a good night's sleep to start the next day refreshed. Finally, I reflect on the day aloud. I am proud of my efforts today. I communicated clearly, completed my tasks efficiently, practiced English in professional, social, and personal contexts, and observed my surroundings in detail. Tomorrow, I will continue this routine, speak in full sentences, and build my fluency and confidence further. I feel grateful for today and motivated for tomorrow. I continue practicing English by narrating my actions aloud as I do daily tasks. I start with the kitchen. I am washing the dishes carefully using warm water and soap. I scrub each plate, cup, and utensil, making sure they are clean. After washing, I dry every item with a clean towel. Then, I wipe the counter to remove crumbs or spills. Finally, I put all the dishes and utensils in their correct places. This keeps the kitchen organized. Even simple tasks like washing dishes can be a great chance to practice English. By speaking in full sentences, I can improve my fluency and confidence while doing everyday chores. After finishing in the kitchen, I move to the living room to relax and practice casual conversation skills. I decide to call my friend Emma. I start by saying, "Hi, Emma. How is your evening going?" She answers, "Hi, Natasha. I am relaxing at home and reading a book. How about you?" I reply, "I just finished cooking dinner and tidying up. I wanted to call and chat with you before I start my evening routine." During our conversation, we ask questions and share opinions using full sentences. I ask, "Have you read any interesting books recently?" She says, "Yes, I am reading a novel about travel and adventure. It is very engaging and descriptive." I respond, "That sounds interesting. I enjoy books that describe scenes clearly because they help me imagine the story better." Talking with friends in full sentences is excellent practice for speaking naturally. It helps me respond fluently and express ideas clearly. After the call, I return to my work. I review notes for a project I am working on and narrate my steps. I say aloud, I am reviewing the client's requirements to make sure I understand all the details. I will create a checklist to track each task and confirm it is complete. Being thorough is important when preparing reports. Speaking about studying or reviewing tasks in complete sentences strengthens my ability to communicate formally and clearly, which is very useful for professional work. Later in the evening, I prepare a small snack while practicing English. I decide to make a fruit smoothie. I narrate each step. First, I wash the strawberries, apples, and bananas carefully. Then I cut them into small pieces. I place all the fruit in a blender and add some water and a little honey. I blend until the mixture is smooth and pour it into a glass. Finally, I drink it slowly to enjoy the flavor. Talking through steps aloud helps me describe processes clearly. It also improves vocabulary related to food, cooking, and daily routines. While having my smoothie, I reflect on my day. I speak aloud. Today, I completed my work tasks, organized my home, practiced English during daily activities, and spent time chatting with friends. Each task was an opportunity to use complete sentences, express opinions, and speak naturally. I feel confident about my progress and excited to continue practicing tomorrow. Narrating my thoughts in full sentences strengthens my fluency and makes me comfortable using English in different situations. Finally, I prepare for bed. I brush my teeth, wash my face, and put on pajamas while speaking the actions aloud. I set the alarm and say, I am ready to sleep now. Tomorrow, I will continue using English in all my activities, from morning routines to work and social conversations. Speaking practical sentences at night reinforces natural communication and confidence in daily life. I feel grateful for a productive day and look forward to practicing more English tomorrow. I continue practicing English while preparing a snack. I decide to make a fruit smoothie. First, I peel a banana and cut it into small pieces. Then, I put the banana in a blender. I add a handful of strawberries and a cup of yogurt. I blend everything until it becomes smooth. Finally, I pour the smoothie into a glass, take a sip, and enjoy the fresh taste. Speaking aloud while describing simple steps every day helps me improve my ability to give instructions and describe actions naturally. After finishing the smoothie, I sit on the sofa and read an article about personal development. I read the sentences aloud. The article explains why it is important to set daily goals and reflect on achievements. It suggests writing down tasks, planning breaks, and reviewing progress regularly. It also emphasizes managing time wisely and staying focused on priorities. After reading, I summarize the article in my own words. I say aloud, this article is very practical. Setting goals and reflecting on daily achievements helps me stay motivated and productive. I can apply these strategies at work and in my personal life. Using full sentences to summarize information is excellent practice for advanced English learners. It helps improve understanding and the ability to express ideas clearly. Later in the evening, I decide to call my parents. I greet them politely. Good evening, Mom and Dad. I hope you had a pleasant day. My mother replies, Good evening, Natasha. Yes, it was calm and relaxing. How was your day? I respond, My day was productive and fulfilling. I completed all my work tasks, practiced English through conversations, and spent some time planning for the weekend. During the conversation, I use full sentences to explain my plans and feelings. I tell them, I am planning to visit you this weekend. I will bring fresh fruits and help with gardening. I am looking forward to spending quality time with you. Speaking politely and thoughtfully with family helps me practice natural English. It also improves my ability to express intentions, describe actions, and share feelings in everyday life. After finishing the call, I reflect on my day. I speak aloud. Today, I completed my tasks, practiced English, read a helpful article, and talked with my family. I used full sentences in every activity, which makes me more confident and fluent. I feel satisfied with my accomplishments and ready to continue practicing tomorrow. Reflecting in full sentences is a useful way to reinforce learning. It helps me internalize vocabulary, sentence structures, and natural expressions. Before going to bed, I prepare for sleep. I brush my teeth, wash my face, and put on pajamas while narrating the steps. I say, I am ready to sleep now. Tomorrow, I will continue using English in all my routines, from morning activities to work and conversations with others. Speaking simple, practical sentences at the end of the day reinforces confidence, fluency, and natural communication in daily life. By doing this daily, I practice English in real-life situations. Every task, from cooking and cleaning to reading and talking with family or friends, becomes a chance to speak in full sentences. This method helps me improve vocabulary, sentence flow, and overall communication skills. It also makes me feel confident about using English naturally in different situations. I feel proud of my progress and excited to continue learning every day. After the call with my parents, I decide to do a short reflection exercise in English. I say aloud, "Today was a productive day. I managed my work efficiently, communicated clearly with colleagues and clients, and practiced English in many situations. I also stayed connected with friends and family. I feel confident in my ability to express myself in full sentences and handle different situations naturally." Reflection exercises like this help me remember advanced sentence structures, useful vocabulary, and natural conversation patterns. Next, I practice some practical sentences for real-life situations. I imagine being in a restaurant. I say, "I would like to order the grilled salmon with a side of vegetables, please. Could you recommend a drink that goes well with this dish? Thank you for your suggestion." Then I imagine asking for directions. "Excuse me, could you tell me how to get to the nearest train station? Is it within walking distance, or should I take a taxi?" Practicing sentences like these aloud every evening helps me build confidence, increase vocabulary, and speak fluently in daily situations. After practicing, I prepare for bed while narrating my actions. I say, "I am brushing my teeth and rinsing my mouth thoroughly. I am putting on comfortable pajamas. I am adjusting my pillow and blanket to sleep comfortably. I am turning off the lights and setting the alarm for tomorrow morning. I am taking a few deep breaths and reflecting on my day. I feel satisfied and ready for tomorrow." Speaking aloud during the night routine helps me practice sentence patterns, useful words, and natural English. Before closing my eyes, I review the day in full sentences. I say, "I am proud of my efforts today. I completed all my tasks, practiced English consistently, and had meaningful conversations with friends and family. I used complete sentences in all situations and spoke clearly and confidently." Reflecting on the day aloud helps me remember what I learned, reinforce vocabulary, and improve my fluency. I also think about tomorrow. I say aloud, "Tomorrow is a new day. I will continue using English in all my routines, at work, and with friends and family. I will speak in full sentences, observe details, and describe my actions naturally. I will practice new vocabulary and expressions to sound even more confident." By doing this every evening, I use English in real life. Every task, from work to social interactions and personal routines, becomes a chance to practice. Speaking in full sentences during reflection, imagination, and daily routines helps me feel fluent, confident, and natural in English. I go to sleep feeling satisfied, motivated, and ready to continue improving tomorrow. I practice English in professional, casual, and personal situations. I pay attention to my surroundings and describe my daily activities clearly. I am committed to doing this every day to improve my fluency and confidence. Reflecting on my day helps me think in English and use advanced language skills in real life. Finally, I lie down and prepare to sleep, speaking aloud in my mind. I say, I will rest now to be fully energized for tomorrow. I will continue practicing English in all my interactions, at work and at home. I am thankful for the chance to learn and improve. I am confident that practicing every day will make my English more natural, fluent, and expressive. Even quiet moments, like preparing for sleep, are a good time to practice full sentences. Speaking in complete sentences strengthens my English and helps me think naturally in the language. The next morning, I wake up feeling refreshed and ready for a new day. I stretch and say to myself, "Today is a new opportunity to improve my English and complete my tasks efficiently." I go to the bathroom and describe my actions aloud. I say, "I am brushing my teeth thoroughly and rinsing my mouth. I am washing my face with cold water to feel awake. I am combing my hair neatly and checking my appearance in the mirror to make sure I look presentable." Observing and describing my daily actions helps me practice vocabulary and sentence structures naturally. After getting dressed, I walk to the kitchen to prepare breakfast. I narrate each step. I say, "I am making oatmeal with fresh fruits." First, I pour oats into a small pot and add water. I turn on the stove and stir the oats while they cook. I slice a banana and strawberries and add them to the oatmeal. Finally, I sprinkle some cinnamon and nuts on top and serve it in a bowl with a cup of green tea. Eating breakfast while describing it aloud is a simple and effective way to practice speaking in full sentences every day. While eating, I continue speaking aloud. I say, "This oatmeal is warm and delicious. The fruits add natural sweetness, and the cinnamon gives it a nice flavor. I feel energized and ready to start my day." Practicing descriptive sentences while performing routine activities helps me use English naturally in real-life situations. After breakfast, I pack my bag for work and describe each item. I say, "I am bringing my laptop, charger, notebook, and pen. I am also packing my lunch, which I prepared yesterday. I am checking my phone for traffic updates. The traffic looks light today, so I should reach the office quickly. I will use the commute time to review notes for my meeting." Speaking aloud about small, practical details every day makes my English clear, organized, and fluent. Before leaving home, I take a moment to observe my surroundings. I describe what I see. The streets are calm this morning. I notice a few people walking their dogs. The sun is shining, and the birds are singing. I feel calm and ready for the day ahead. Practicing these observations in full sentences improves my ability to describe people, places, and actions naturally. As I eat breakfast, I speak aloud about my plans for the morning. I say, "First, I will check the progress of the new client project. Second, I will reply to all urgent emails that arrived overnight. Third, I will organize the documents needed for the team meeting later today. Fourth, I will make a short list of things to buy from the grocery store after work." Speaking my plans in full sentences helps me practice English while organizing my day efficiently. Before leaving home, I check the weather and describe it aloud. It is slightly cloudy outside, but there is no rain. I will wear a light jacket just in case. I notice the streets are quiet, and I can hear birds singing near the park. It looks like it will be a pleasant day for commuting. Observing and describing what I see improves my descriptive skills and helps me communicate naturally in real life. On the way to work, I take the bus and watch the people around me. I describe what they're doing. A man is reading a book carefully and sometimes looks out the window. A woman is listening to music with her headphones and tapping her fingers to the rhythm. Two friends are talking and laughing quietly. The bus is moving smoothly, and I can feel the gentle vibrations as it drives along the road. Describing people and their actions in full sentences is excellent practice because it strengthens vocabulary and observation skills. When I arrive at the office, I greet my colleagues politely. "Good morning, everyone. I hope you had a restful night and are ready for a productive day." My colleague Daniel smiles and says, "Good morning, Natasha. Are you prepared for the meeting later today?" I answer, "Yes, I reviewed the agenda and prepared my points carefully. I think the discussion will be very productive. Using complete sentences in professional greetings helps me sound confident and clear. At my desk, I begin checking emails. I narrate aloud as I work. I am opening the first email. It is from a client asking for a progress update. I will reply politely and provide the necessary details. I am organizing my inbox to keep track of urgent messages. Next, I will review the project documents to ensure everything is ready for the meeting. Speaking this way keeps my English practice practical and focused on work situations. Later, I prepare for the team meeting. I look over the agenda and make notes aloud. We will start with client feedback. Then we will discuss the next steps and assign responsibilities. I have prepared points to share about the project timeline and key metrics. I will speak clearly and provide examples to support my ideas. Practicing full sentences in advance helps me feel confident and professional during meetings. By mid-morning, I take a short break and walk to the cafeteria. I notice the environment and describe it. The cafeteria is busy today. People are talking and laughing. I can smell fresh coffee and hear the hum of conversation around me. Describing surroundings helps learners practice vocabulary and speak naturally about daily life. I start my day by greeting my colleagues and doing some small talk. Speaking politely in full sentences helps me sound confident and professional. Then, I head to the kitchen to prepare breakfast and describe each step aloud. I am making scrambled eggs with spinach. First, I crack 2 eggs into a bowl and whisk them gently. Then, I add a pinch of salt and some chopped spinach. I heat the pan, pour the egg mixture, and stir until the eggs are fully cooked. Finally, I place the eggs on a plate and pour a small glass of orange juice to drink with breakfast. While eating, I plan my morning and speak in full sentences. I will finish the work project today. I will attend the team meeting in the afternoon. I will call my friend to confirm our weekend plans. Talking about my intentions and routines helps me practice thinking in English naturally and forming sentences correctly. After breakfast, I pack my bag for work and narrate my actions. I am bringing my laptop, charger, notebook, and a pen. I am also packing my lunch, which I prepared yesterday to save time today. I check the traffic app on my phone and say aloud, "It looks like the traffic is light today. I should reach the office quickly." I will use my commute time to review notes for the meeting. Speaking about these small, practical details helps me practice complete sentences that are useful every day. On the bus, I observe the people around me. A young man is reading a newspaper. He seems very focused. I wonder which article is interesting to him today. I notice a woman listening to music with headphones. She is tapping her fingers to the rhythm. She looks relaxed. 2 friends are talking quietly and laughing. They seem happy and are enjoying their conversation. Describing people and actions in full sentences is excellent practice because it improves vocabulary, observation, and fluency. When I arrive at the office, I greet my colleagues. "Good morning, everyone. I hope you had a good night." My colleague Daniel smiles and says, "Good morning, Natasha. Are you ready for the meeting later today?" I respond, "Yes, I reviewed the agenda and prepared my points. I hope our discussion will be productive." Using full sentences in greetings and work interactions helps me sound confident and professional. I start checking emails and narrate my work aloud. I am opening the first email. It is from a client asking for a project update. I will reply politely and give all the necessary details. Next, I will organize the documents for the team meeting. Speaking while working helps me practice professional English naturally. Later, I prepare for the meeting and narrate my notes. We will start with client feedback. Then, we will discuss next steps and assign tasks. I have prepared points about the project timeline and key metrics. I will explain clearly and give examples to support my ideas. Practicing sentences ahead of time makes me confident during meetings and helps me communicate clearly. By mid-morning, I take a short break and walk to the cafeteria. The cafeteria is busy. People are talking and laughing. I can smell fresh coffee. The hum of conversation is pleasant. Describing what I see and hear helps me practice English and improves my ability to speak naturally about everyday life.